Welcome to the Whole Athlete Podcast, where we focus on discussing topics to help you become a fat burner, optimize health, and improve performance in life and sports. Transform the whole you from the inside out with the WHOLESTIC Method. Let's dive in. Here's your host, Debbie Potts.
Hey guys, it's Debbie Potts, and I'm recording a podcast for you from my apartment in Lisbon, Portugal. We are on our second week of our 2-week vacation, and I was in Spain the first week, Malaga, and then we were in Sevilla, and then we had a car drive us to Lisbon, Portugal, where we're here for 4 nights, and then head to London, then fly home. So 2-week vacation. As I've said over the years, since I stopped being able to do Ironman and racing, we started doing trips to Europe every 2 years. So 2-week trip every 2 years to a new place, a new adventure is really fun and exciting and makes you appreciate the ability to travel and experience different cultures and just all these different countries coming into one as people are tourists, and it's just so fun to see the world. So different food is definitely a variety, new experience. And then there's also the different schedules people live here. So in Sevilla all week, it didn't get light in the morning until 8 a.m. So I think you just sleep in more, and people are up late at night. So they don't go to bed, 11 or midnight, even on a school night. And dinners, reservations, restaurants don't open till 8 or 8:30. So you're eating late, and walking everywhere is great, but going to bed with a full tummy is not so good for my body. So I had some people ask me some questions while I'm here, so I thought I'd address them now while I'm in Europe. So let me move my microphone. I think it's really important to experience different cultures. I responded to one question I had is how you can be a low-carb athlete while on vacation. Now, definitely, I must say, I'm not as strict with my carb intake in Europe. I do let my rules go of no sugar, no grains, and doing more keto approach to eating and my 1 meal a day because we're here 2 weeks, and I did once upon a time be very strict. But then I think, Vinnie Tortorich said years ago, put the life into living. And I think when you're on a trip, it's not an excuse to binge, but it is a good opportunity to experiment with new foods that you wouldn't normally have available in your country, trying out different flavors, and just taking a bite of something. Sharing plates is helpful. So I've been writing down some tips, and I think a big part of being on vacation in Europe or outside of your home country, it is, as I said, you want to experience their culture. And what I do is my husband, Neil, we wake up and we go for a run. And going for a run is always so much fun to me in different countries. So every place we stay, there's typically a large park or a trail path along the waterway or a public park that's large that you can do laps in, and little outdoor workout stations. So it is possible to get a run in. So we usually do Airbnb reservations for apartment that has washer dryer, or at least a washer. And so we can have that available to us. And I find a location of the Airbnb that's close to places that we can go for a run in the morning. So, it's not long. We typically do 30 minutes to an hour in the morning because we're there to experience the city and travel around the town and have different experiences. But just doing a morning workout, I think, really helps. Being fasted is my other
tip that we still do our fasted workouts in the morning, going for a run. Every other day will be some intervals. So yesterday we only had about 30 minutes and we did 10-minute warm up and then 20 minutes of 1 minute fast as you can and 1 minute easy. And that was a great, efficient workout. We are walking all day. So, 30, 45 minute workout in the morning is great. And then there's always a bench or a step that you can do some push-ups, tricep dips, step-ups, jumps, lateral side step-ups. Today, I went for a run. We're in Lisbon today, and there's this kind of seated area along the water, and I did some V-sits and found this area I could do some downward dog push-ups and some mountain climbers and some lunges and what else did I do? Some really wide push-ups and narrow push-ups and I did side planks with a reach under. So probably looked funny, but it was in an area where people were exercising, so I didn't feel so stupid. But I really needed strength work and I feel like I need core work. So running, as I said, we did intervals yesterday, and then today you don't want to do speed workout 2 days in a row. So you always want to alternate with a lower MAF type of heart rate. Maffetone method is the 180 minus your age plus or minus 5 beats. So we'll run those days, and that would be today about an hour run or 45 minutes for me. And then I did core work and keeping my heart rate down low. And then tomorrow we'll do a shorter workout because we have a tour to a town nearby. So we have a early start. So we'll do a 30-minute quick workout. Though I did see some stairs right by us. Lisbon's very hilly. So I think tomorrow I'll just do quick stair repeat, HIIT training type of workout and do a 30-minute workout before we have to go to our tour at 8:15 a.m. So point is, exercising in the morning is a great way to start your day. If you're going to eat a little more carbohydrates, as I have done on vacation. Now, it is easy to do low carb meals everywhere in Spain. Most of the food, unfortunately, the tapas a lot of them are deep fried fish and this croquettes that are fried. And so that stuff wasn't as healthy tasting. We found that I used TripAdvisor to find restaurants that have 5-star reviews and that maybe are a little more modern menus than the touristy traditional tapas, and find restaurants that way. So I've started using TripAdvisor, adding reviews for everything and keeping it under each town that we visit, the ones that we go to, as well as our coffee places. We look up for coffee roasters in the area. So with food, we typically have our morning run and then go back and get ready at our apartment and then go find coffee. And we find the best coffee roasters around us or coffee places that are fun and highly rated on TripAdvisor as well. And this is where I have my cheat. So I must admit, I like to have a croissant with my coffee when I'm in Europe. It just seems like that's what everyone does. So the pastries are not something I eat at home. There's something on my do not eat list, having gluten and sugar, no grains that Vinnie Tortorich created in SNG is something I do follow. But on vacation, I do cheat and experience the culture. So I admit I'm not a saint. I have a croissant. I did put some butter on it, some really good butter they have, and sometimes olive oil if they have that. So I enjoy that in the morning. The rest of the day, we walk around everywhere. So we're always walking miles and miles a day. And we might have lunch about 2:00. So by the time we get up, run, shower, coffee, we don't eat until later in the day. So my other tip is to keep your body from gaining weight and kind of have the benefit of staying burning fat and being metabolically flexible. Ideally, you get this fat adaptation process way before you go on vacation. So you can go on vacation and be burning fat, but then those carbs, you can use them up with the HIIT training and be able to switch back to burning fat by doing lots of walking and having that metabolic flexibility. So when you go have your lunch, maybe it's not till late afternoon, we might just have a small shared plates. One thing let me finish. The intermittent fasting is easy to do. So 16 hours or at least 12 hours is easy to do because you eat dinner so late here. So it kind of messes me up, and hopefully I'll remember to get back to eating before bed. I don't do well. So I've been very sick feeling at nighttime, eating foods that my body does not like, and eating foods and going to bed is horrible for everyone. And especially my body doesn't like to have a full tummy. So usually at home, I do one meal a day, and then I do my 16 to 20 hour intermittent fasting during the week and weekends, the 2 days. It's kind of ends up being that intermittent keto fasting type of blend of everything. That's 5 days intermittent fasting, 2 days not following the schedule, maybe having a little more carbs on the weekend. So when we're here, my body's kind of screwed up. So going back to lunch, what we tend to do in each town is not only look for the best coffee roasters, but find out where their mercado is. Every town in Europe seems to have a mercado, which is, the one in Lisbon is in Barcelona has one, and Valencia, Sevilla, Malaga. They have these big markets, kind of like a farmer's market, but then a lot of the places have food booths. So you can choose what you want to eat and then go find a table and sit there and eat. So I kind of like that better because I can choose what we're going to eat, maybe get little tapas, small plates, and share, have a little something. Now in Spain, they're really heavy on basically ham. The salami is everywhere. So bacon, that kind of stuff, and then cheese. So anywhere you go, you can get their ham, salami stuff, and cheese is manchego cheese, my favorite, and olives. So you can always do that. There's always places that you can have steak, anything pig, pork, that's available everywhere. It's just trying to limit the bread. Luckily, in Spain, the bread's crappy, so the loaf of bread is often given to you at the table, but so you can avoid it. Plus, they charge you for it, so you can just say no pane, and then just enjoy picking things off the menu that is more of a protein and a fat. So I did find restaurants for dinner that we've had some steak, and burgers are everywhere. So we found some higher end restaurants that are very tasty. But again, my body needs digestion assistance. So I need to make sure I bring my HCl to help digest protein and my digestive enzymes to break down protein, carbs, and fats. I bring berberine and probiotic. And I have what I love, and we did a podcast with them, is called Capex, which is a great all-in-one supplement that has the enzymes and some MCT oil in it and some supplements to help digest fat, so for your bile, and HCl. So it's a good all-in-one. So Capex, K-A-P-E-X, you can find on my website, wpotts.net. So Low Carb Athlete. Yes, you can be an athlete on vacation and do mostly low carb, but I'm not being totally strict. As I said, I'll have the pastries are what get me. Having the croissant. We did try in Lisbon. Their big thing is a lemon tart. I'm not a big tart or cake person. My treats would be a really good croissant, but they're not as good here as in Paris. They have the best ones, of course. So that's kind of my thoughts for traveling, intermittent fasting, find a mercado, sharing tapas, finding your top-rated restaurants that are higher end, better choices, and not the touristy traps. I like more the local restaurants, but you can find good ones on TripAdvisor. And going for a workout every morning, 30 minutes, you can get a lot in, even 20 minutes. So alternate your days of easy run and then do some interval sprints running if you're a runner. If you find an area, a park that you can do some body weight exercises as squats, jumps, push-ups, dips, that kind of stuff I said, that's easy to do. What the benefit is for me is my 30-day online coaching program starts off October 1st. So I'm excited because I get back and 2 days later, we start my 5-day Jumpstart Challenge as part of my 3-phase 30-day program. So the Holistic Method Program, I will be doing online monthly with 10 to 20 people per month. And we're meeting on Monday, September 30th, online Zoom video conference call. And I'll go through the program with everyone. I've been sending them stuff now to get them ready. Finding bone broth, organic, grass-fed, free-range type of bone broth that we're going to do that week. Having liver detox tea and having some green drinks and apple cider vinegar detox drinks. So what is my 30-day program? I've had great interest from people asking about it and that listen to this podcast. And it's really fun to actually hear from you listeners to know I'm not just talking to myself, but having people reach out and ask about the program and join the program because I get to talk to you and kind of coach you in a group setting for 30 days. And it's only $5.97 a month, which is huge savings because we are working together for 30 days and having a group meeting every Monday and possibly Wednesday for 30 days and email support or text. And the manual for the 5-day Jumpstart I sent everyone kind of always changes. So I'm not able to edit the PDF file and the ebook we have, but what I'm doing a little bit more of in the 30 days is not only getting people on a low carb, high fat keto diet, but experimenting with carnivore and being a little more keto carnivore. We're working on intermittent fasting and 1 meal a day is what we'll do during the week for the 5-day Jumpstart. And then the 21-day detox is phase 2. And that's where we're going to focus on still intermittent fasting and working on improving the digestion system by eliminating the inflammatory foods. So inflammatory foods are pretty common. You've heard of these programs for years. I created this program 10 years ago and it's continued over the years with my 5-day Jumpstart that we work on more of a liver detox because we need to do a little liver and digestive system reset before you go to keto because most people's livers are very congested. And I have a free ebook on my website, debbiepotts.net, that you can learn more about toxins and how our liver gets overwhelmed and congested, which leads to tons of symptoms and dysfunction. So you can learn more on my free ebook on the website. You can just download it for free. And then we've got the gut health is really important. So part of the 30 days is the liver and the digestive system. Hopefully we start a new journey of healing and rebuilding and improving the function of our digestive system, including the liver. So we need everything to work ideally as we switch to low carb, high fat, keto eating plan. So part of the 21 days is the anti-inflammatory diet. So having that will help your gut health, as well as 5-day jumpstart includes bone broth, and having a 3-day bone broth cleanse. Ideally, if people can do that, I'll give them options depending where they're coming from with their eating habits. And then the 21 days, we keep going. I might have them try a 24-hour fast once a week once we get going. And then phase 3 is maintenance, where we work on, okay, how do you continue doing this? So as I said, what I do is 5 days a week and then 2 days off, 5 days a week. So it's that cyclical intermittent fasting program. Now, what are inflammatory foods that we avoid? I keep getting on a tangent, but there's so much to talk about. There is the foods that we should avoid. Obviously, gluten and grains and refined sugars, vegetable oils. And then there's foods that often are a sensitive, reactive food in people's bodies. So that includes soy, peanuts, dairy, especially commercial pasteurized dairy, and having, what else? That's 5. Dairy. So avoiding dairy, soy, corn, peanuts, sugar, and gluten. And the vegetable oils are a big thing too. So having more good, healthy oils is avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, of course, and working on grass-fed butter, or you can do ghee, and there's all sorts of things you can do, like cooking with your leftover bacon fat and being creative. So what we'll do is teach people how to eat more carnivore-ish, keto carnivore, because what I find is not only, listening to all my new friends at KetoCon and Jimmy Moore's Low Carb Cruise, that a lot of people can have as much meat, animal meat, as needed to feel full, because you can't overeat on a steak. I mean, you only can digest 20 to 30 grams of protein at once. So your body can only tolerate so much. So doing more carnivore style and eating more healthy fats with it, I do believe if you could digest it properly, how it really fills you up and keeps you satisfied and reduces your need for sugar, any sugar cravings. And having more bitter instead of sugar will help get rid of those cravings and sugar addictions as well. So one of the things I found really helps people to become fat burners is to work on, our 5-day jumpstart first, working on getting the liver functioning, give it digestive system a little vacation. So doing more of a liquid diet for the 5 days, eating in an 8-hour window. So that's time restricted eating, and having that bone broth is really important. And what I'll teach people along the way is starting out to find out where you are now. Let's meet your body where it's at now and work on improving your gut health by working on digestion. What we eat is really important. Obviously, we know that. But it's what people forget is how we eat as well as when we eat. So we do keto, low carb, high fat. People can be more keto carnivore and see how that works in their body, because everyone is individual and has different food sensitivity and reactive foods and different genetics on their digestion. But also, when we eat it would be not eating 3 hours before bed. Intermittent fasting is a 16 hours or longer. That leaves us with an eating window, so an 8-hour eating window. So that's when we eat. I'd like people to go to bed by 10 p.m. or earlier, so they have their 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. But we are stopping to eat 3 hours before bed. So if you go to bed at 10 p.m., I want you to stop eating at 7. I go to bed at 8 p.m., so I need to stop eating at 5 p.m. So that will be dependent on each person's lifestyle schedule. Now, most of my clients in this next October program, I find go to bed later. So that'll probably a big area for us to work on is sleep. So each program I'll kind of tweak based on the people that signed up for the program to know what we need to focus on. Because the holistic method is 8 elements. And those 8 elements are nutrition, what you eat, and then it's our exercise. We'll work on exercise ideas. And then we have our stress and our sleep and our movement, mobility drills throughout the day. Because even if you work out every morning, I don't want you to sit the rest of the day. And then we work on our gut health and digestion. That's our phase 1 and phase 2 program. Hydration, I'll be working on how much water you drink per day, because most people do not drink enough. And then we've got my favorite, happiness. What makes you happy? What makes you laugh? Doing things each day to get you to relax a little bit more, let your guard down, be silly, smile, have fun. We just don't play enough. So letting ourselves be less serious is really important, and that will take away your anxiety and your stress. So having that happiness part is important. So how do you know if you're a sugar burner? A sugar burner can't access their stored body fat for energy. A sugar burner uses what they eat for energy. They depend on kindling wood instead of that long-lasting, slow-burning fuel as fat. Think of it as a big fat log, or flame log, versus sugar. Carbs are that kindling wood that we need to feed the fire. A sugar burner will burn through glycogen quickly in their exercise sessions, and so you'll feel that low energy. When you're insulin resistant, which is what I've dealt with because of my chronic stress. Remember, I am, and have been for over 10 years, a low carb athlete, fasting, doing more of the fat coffee. I did all that for years, but I still became insulin resistant because of my chronic stress. So you can create insulin resistance from stress. And that means the cells of your body are impaired to transport the glucose into the cell. So insulin's kind of that carrier, the key to open up the cell and get glucose into it to be used as energy. So then if we don't have that key to open the door, that glucose is forced to go somewhere else. So it's nowhere to go. So you have that higher blood sugar, and then it has to go somewhere. So it goes to creating fat and stores fat. So signs and symptoms, how you feel if you're a sugar burner, include: are you less able to be satiated? Are you always hungry? Do you have difficulty losing fat weight? Do you crave, obviously, carbohydrates? So what we talk about in nutritional therapy as we've never before in mankind history have had the emergency need to lower our blood sugar levels until we started overeating refined carbs and sugars. Now, this is why my body needs to avoid carbohydrates, because I can eat way too much food and overeat, binge on carbs. Like if I had tortilla chips or even my croissant I have had this past week with my coffee, it's like wasted calories. It doesn't fill me up. So I have to add more fat to it, but it's still, I need protein and fat. And even my genetic report on DNA Fit tells me I do better on a low carb, high fat diet because I metabolize carbs too fast. So I'm a fast oxidizer. So what I have my clients do also is metabolic typing questionnaire and find out, are you a slow oxidizer or a fast oxidizer? Because some people can eat carbs and feel full. I cannot. So our metabolisms are designed to burn primary fat. And that's why I think ketogenic diet is so popular right now and effective, as well as for different chronic diseases and brain health. Ketones are what the body can use for energy. So we're supposed to be burning fat and ketones at rest. Fat burning is the normal and preferred metabolic state of the human body, not burning carbs, which make you eat. And if you think about it, our 3 meals a day snack menu plan that we've been told to do to keep our metabolism going for years is a bunch of crap. Because if you think about it as I did 20 years ago, how am I supposed to lose weight if I keep eating? And how does it make sense if I'm supposed to wake up and eat to keep my metabolism going when I have fat in my body for fuel? If you only have 2,000 calories of stored muscle glycogen and liver glycogen for energy, and you have, say, 40,000 to 80,000 calories of stored fat for energy, well, why would I want to keep burning my muscle glucose storage in my muscles and liver when I have all this fat? So if I deplete that storage tank, that kindling, feeding the fire with kindling, I have to keep feeding that fire. So then we have to keep eating every few hours. Then you're on that high blood sugar, low blood sugar. So you're on the blood sugar roller coaster. So sugar burning, which I think everyone should know this, sugar burning metabolism turns off your fat burning metabolism. So if you are primarily going to the carb sugar metabolism automatically, you don't switch back to burning fat. On the other hand, which is what metabolic flexibility is, if we're fat burning, we can switch to burning carbs for quick energies and then switch back to burning fat. We can't do that if you are a sugar burner. That is why in my program, I'm teaching people how to become a fat burner, or you can say fat adapted, or following a low carb, high fat food plan to be fat adapted, or you can say you're a ketogenic athlete or individual. So it's just teaching your body to burn fat. So the other little saying is flipping that switch is what we're doing in the 30-day program. We're flipping that switch, setting your body up so you can be a fat burner. So we need to make sure the liver's functioning right, your gut health is ready, your digestive enzymes are working, so we can add all this fat in the body and be able to break it down. So many people are switching from a high carb to a high fat diet, but they're not working on their liver and gut health first. And I really worry about a lot of people switching to eating a 60% fat diet when they have a broken digestive system from our years and years of eating crappy foods, eating too quickly, eating 3-6 meals a day, and just damaging our body. So what I'm trying to do is run this program every 30 days and get people to build that foundation, right? As a personal trainer, we work on your stabilizers, your core muscles, your basic foundation movements before we start doing dynamic moves as a box jump or burpee. You have to learn how to get all the right muscles stronger first. Before you build a house, you have to build a foundation. Well, before you switch to keto and be a fat burner, you need to do some work first. You need to get the groundwork set up. And that's my goal with the WHOLESTIC Method 30-day program. It's a total transformation program because we're working on everything. So we're eating fat to burn fat, but we're working on the liver and digestive system, as well as hopefully we'll get you to work on your sleep and your stress and your movement, exercise, and happiness. Okay, so just a few more things and I'll end the show for today. But how do you stop to be a sugar burner and start to lose fat weight? Well, we have to break the sugar addiction and we have to rest the digestive system and reset it. We need to reset metabolism, balancing those fat storing hormones, insulin, and get the glucagon, the fat burning hormones working. We need to switch our mindset to not be afraid of eating fat. This is what I did for my whole life, growing up was fat's bad for you, right? So we have to switch our mindset. What we've learned is totally wrong. So whatever you used to do the opposite of it. If you avoided eating avocado and grass-fed meat and having good olive oil all over everything and having that grass-fed butter and even putting it in your coffee. It works, but you need to have the proper bile gallbladder function. You need digestive enzymes. If you don't have a gallbladder, you really need to make sure you have some ox bile gallbladder support. And everyone probably needs HCl, the stomach, to make the stomach work, to have those proteins digested. And that's a whole nother topic. But if you don't break down your proteins, you don't make amino acids, and you don't make your neurotransmitters, and if you don't digest your food properly, it goes down south incorrectly. So we have broken down food in our small intestines that's not functioning or broken down right. So we're creating irritation to our gut wall lining. We're having all sorts of things. It's a whole domino effect when we don't digest our food properly, leading to gut issues and leaky gut, autoimmune disorders, dysbiosis, all sorts of things. So we want to lower carbohydrates, and we want to eat higher healthy fats and moderate to high protein depending on your body. Now, the moderate protein could be higher for some people doing keto carnivore and having more of the good sources of protein and fat. Ideally, I know some people say, it's better than an alternative, but make sure you're choosing organic, grass-fed, free-range, wild-caught animal meat, poultry, and fish. So adding higher fats will make you fuller, and some people need higher protein, as myself, to feel more full. So you end up being full for hours. So usually I ask people, if you're not full for 3-4 hours, you didn't eat enough fat or protein. So everybody's different. So we have to tweak it a little bit, find out what your macros should be for you. I do ask everyone to buy Keto Mojo, so they measure their ketones and their blood glucose at least once a day for the 30 days. You can even do it 4 times a day and really figure out what works for you. So in the 5-day jumpstart, the phase 1, I'll give people health questionnaire, work on detoxing their kitchen, their household of toxins in their food, but also environmental toxins, your products you use on your skin, your hair, your makeup, your cleaning ingredients, everything. We're going to work on getting rid of those toxic products, those chemicals, and we're going to work on emptying the pantry, the freezer, restocking the fridge, and getting fresh food. And then we're daily accountability log. I'll give people happiness, gratitude journal. I have people do at night. What are 3 things you're grateful for that day? And detoxing your life with people. Like, who are those energy robbers? Who are people that just make you grumpy, irritable, and stress you out? We want to work on eliminating as many external stressors as we can. And then there's a bunch of hidden internal stressors that we don't know unless we do lab testing. So that's more my individual coaching program we can move towards next time. But, it's really important to identify the external stressors, and then we'll work on eating properly and digesting our food, chewing the food, and work on our gut health in this 30-day program. So if you want to sign up, we'll be doing this program October 1st. I'm meeting them on September 30th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to join in, there's a few spots left, or sign up for my next month's challenge. I'll do it in November and then start again in January. So just want to connect with you while I'm in Europe, and then I'm home, and then I'm heading to Ironman Hawaii to experience the race week and network with the triathlon industry. I'm excited. I got a VIP pass, and I'll have a media pass. So I will be doing lots of podcasting and connecting with other leaders in the industry. And also we have our great Low Carb Athlete seminar that we've got 50 people from around the world coming to. So I'm so excited. So reach out to me if you have questions. If you want to know more about my online coaching program for groups or individual coaching, I'll start adding more services as I become an FDN practitioner in November, December, where I can add the 5 functional labs or more for you to help be your health detective and resolve your metabolic chaos. So reach out to me, debbiepotts.net, and I hope you are enjoying your day today and do something that makes you laugh and be silly. All right. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for listening to the Whole Athlete Podcast. If you have any questions, feedback, or topic suggestions, let us know on Facebook or at wholeathletepodcast.com. You can help us continue and grow by leaving a review on iTunes. Thanks again, and see you next time.